Hello, everyone. We want to take this opportunity to say thank you. As you grow at the Golden Boot, so do our needs, but we cannot do it without you. We ask that you continue to like our posts, share our content, and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms. You may also visit thegoldenboot.com for the latest merch. If you would like to make a financial donation, you can do so through Cash App at #Golden Boot or through PayPal at paypal.me/Golden Boot. We look forward to bringing you more laughs, knowledge, and entertainment. And again, thank you for your endless support. Sincerely and respectfully, the Golden Boot team.
The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, laissez les bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the HBCU Hour. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Ant Petty Murphy in the building. Ant, what's good with you, man? Uh-oh, you on mute? You got yourself.
I know it was coming sooner or later, dog.
You got it. I'm about to hit you with the beads.
What's good with you, bro?
Not much, man. Like I already said last night, man, missing home, Mardi Gras season. It is Skinny Monday. For those of you tuning in, wishing everybody out there a happy, safe Mardi Gras. I don't know what else, man. But I guess we could have did some being sports related. We could have did like some Mardi Gras Black History or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. But tell you about Leroy Franklin. Leroy Franklin is the first man to get into a fight at a Mardi Gras parade, snatching beads from children.
I ain't going there, bro.
Oh man. Oh, it could tell, you know what I'm saying? Imogene Smith.
I ain't going there with you, bro. I ain't going there with you.
Imogene Smith is the first lady to ever flash but not for beads, for moon pies. And it was an accident. She wasn't trying to, she wasn't trying to flash.
Well, somebody didn't have no beads, so they just threw her some moon pies.
All right, let's be for real. What's good, everybody? David in the building. As we always say, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, man. Do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family members, tell that drunk uncle that's got, got them minis right now in the cup. But this is Black History Month. Happy Black History Month, everybody. Today's figure is Miss Jennifer King, the first black full-time NFL, first black female full-time NFL coach. She spent 13 years playing in the Women's Football Alliance, and then in a chance meeting, ran into Ron Rivera. And talked with him. He decided, she talked about her interest in coaching and stuff. He brought her on as an intern with the Carolina Panthers. She did that for a year, then went on and coached in college, coached some lower level semi-pro leagues, and then she reunited with Ron Rivera back in 2021 and became a full-time head coach. She is now she was the third full-time female coach, but the first black female coach. So congratulations to her. And everything she's done for the game.
That's dope, man. Kudos to her. Major salute. Major salute.
They said, talking about Emma Jean said, I bet she was bad at this point. The moon pie is nasty.
Yeah, moon pie is probably old.
Man, it depends on which ones you get, man. Like the ones made from by like the Mardi Gras company or whatever. Them things is terrible. They used to be good, man. They is terrible now. Terrible.
To me, so.
Terrible. Lil Debbie make them good ones. They call them some marshmallow pies or something. I don't know. They good.
Need them.
Good. Can't eat too many, man. That the marshmallowy gelatin hit the stomach.
Yeah. I wouldn't know. I don't eat them, so I wouldn't know.
Man, live a little bit. What's up, Chuck? Chuck in the building, checking in from the Monroe Funroe.
Yes, sir. My guy Chuck.
All right.
Appreciate you tuning in, brother.
As always. Hey, I guess let's get started. Alabama State men's and women win the SWAC indoor championship track championship. Alabama State has an elite track program as far as winning. You name it. I can't even count numerous track indoor and outdoor, men and women. So shout out to them, man. They Alabama State stay, you know what I'm saying, with that. This is one thing.
I saw a picture of that coach with all his rings.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
I do want to throw this out there. One thing I love about the SWAC and MEAC for the HBCU, I put it like that. There's not one team that dominates everything.
Yeah.
There's like Alabama State is good in track and stuff, but they've had some years where football, saying they won it. Jackson State, same with them, Grambling, Southern. Then you go to the MEAC. MEAC is more known for their basketball, but they've had some times where football is come in and compete, being competitive. Hey, look at Celebration Bowl. But that's the one thing I just love about, the HBCUs is the parity and stuff and the love about, through it all.
I think A&T probably would be if you're looking at one that was kind of the dominant in everything, that would probably be the closest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still don't think that they necessarily dominant in everything. They were great in everything, dominant in track for a long time.
Right.
But I don't really know if I would say they were dominant in everything all at once.
Right. All right. Speaking of indoor track championships, the MEAC indoor track championship is ongoing right now. They will conclude tomorrow. So last year, if I'm not mistaken, Howard women won the indoor on the Howard won the women's side, Norfolk State won the men's side.
Yeah, no, I know Norfolk State won the men's
side. So be looking forward to checking that out, recapping that. Baseball. I got a gripe, but first let me get to this. Let me say this: the two teams that are predicted to finish first on their side, they look the part.
Yeah,
they looking the part. Looking at highlights and the box scores and stuff, they looking the part. Alabama State played Purdue Fort Wayne and put it on them. It wasn't close. I'm looking through. I'm trying to see. 13-0. 18-4, and then Sunday they beat them. Where'd it go? Because I saw it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. 13-11.
Yeah.
So
put some runs up.
Yeah. Southern had 5-4 Jackson State, 4-3 Grambling, and 11-1 Texas Southern.
They look pretty good at the
but that was in the Cactus Jack tournament, and also Alabama State was also just a home series. But looking at some of the other games, you had FAMU play Eastern Illinois and didn't fare so well. They lost that series. Alcorn and Alabama A&M played. A&M looks to have taken that series. Make sure. But let me get to my gripe, man. Here's my gripe.
What you got?
The Cactus Jack tournament. We talked about it. I was looking forward to watching it. And I think it may have been on like MLB.com or something like that. I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it. And I was really looking forward to just watching, you know, a few of the games, seeing some of the matchups. I want to see that Jackson State Southern game. I really was looking forward to that. And I was very disappointed. I understand that the SWAC is and the MEAC for that matter, but the SWAC right now specifically talking about because of the situation that happened, they're working on a media deal. They're working to get things going. They have right now HBCU Go. I think, and I would love to see each school have their own set of not necessarily, I'm not saying they got to have the whole ESPN set up, but I would love to see, you know, saying each school have a set of cameras, you know, so when
set up pretty much
production set up. So because we already know when they have those big classics and stuff, cameras will be there for, you know, for the most part. But I would love to see that. And then when you have like a HBCU Go or HBCU League Pass Plus or whatever, you know, whatever situation, they don't necessarily have to come in and do all the producing. You can literally have the students, you know, saying train them and have them do, you know, saying the court, the play-by-play and the color analyst part, and you just stream it on your platform.
Yeah.
That way, you know, we don't have situations like, because MLB Network or MLB.com, who really has it? Not many people. We already talked about the loss of interest in baseball for the most part amongst Black people. So it's not like it was just like, hey, a lot of people got MLB Network, or, you know what I'm saying, or in some cases, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, thought, hey, let me go to MLB.com.
Yeah. They didn't do it. They didn't do a good job of marketing where you could find, you know, and they didn't do a great job of making it accessible. But I know it was on Facebook Live.
Yeah, that's what Chuck just said.
Yeah, I saw a few people sharing that. But I mean, even still, that's good for those who were able to find it and were able to watch it that way. But how many people knew to go find it on Facebook? You know, so I just think I agree with your point. There needs to be a better way to make these games more accessible and to make them easier to be broadcast and picked up and streamed by some of these platforms. But I just feel like when something is as big as the Cactus Jack that's been marketed by MLB and the Astros, you could have put it in a better location as far as, you know, being able to watch it and being able to stream it or whatever the case may be. But I think that just goes hand in hand with like you're talking about. Baseball isn't really a mainstream. College baseball, especially, isn't really a mainstream, you know, easy to watch sport, easy to find sport to watch, especially whenever you're looking at a SWAC school or HBCU school. So I don't really know how we could fix it other than, you know, something like you said, and equipping the schools with the tools necessary to where they can stream their own games and on a platform like HBCU League Pass, HBCU Go, you know, whatever the case may be.
So, listen, SWAC.com. Put it on the SWAC.org. I'm sorry.
Yeah, or even if you want to put it on the, you know, the Grambling or, you know, Alcorn or, you know, Alabama A&M, whatever the school may be, stream it on their social media platforms or whatever the case may be. But just make it to where it's more accessible and you don't have to hunt and search around for it.
Dr. McClellan, holla at us. Listen, we'll teach you all about StreamYard. We can help you put it on. You know what I'm saying? Go live. Listen, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, we live around the world. So
I agree with you though. They need to try to find a way to make the game.
I ain't gonna say I wasn't heated, I wasn't mad because there was a lot of stuff to watch. But when I'm scrolling through ESPN Plus and I see I see Paducah State versus, you know what I'm saying, Toe Jam University, and I can't find Alabama State, Southern, Grambling, Jackson. It's upsetting. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
even that's even with basketball though, bro. Like, you know what I
Yes.
mean? Whenever I'm trying to find some of these matchups like tonight, you know, I'm trying to watch some of these MEA games or swag games, whatever. But I know there's one on ESPN Plus, I believe, in a MEA game. But
And then
even still, you know, they got, you know, cornhole and, you know, synchronized pole vaulting and all that kind of stuff on there, but you can't find, you know, quality HBCU sports.
except for HBCU Go, you can go, but the problem with that, you
Yeah.
only have one game available. Right now you got who is this? Is it Valley and Prairie View?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
But
yeah,
the selection. Yeah.
yeah. So um yeah, I agree. And Dave said some of the games that they put on, I'm assuming he's talking about ESPN, are just pitiful, and I completely agree, man. I would love to see.
It's not a MEA game, I bet. It's a FAMU Alabama A&M. It's on ESPN Plus.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, um,
Oh, it's actually on ESPNU. My bad.
oh, okay. But see, I can enjoy that. I can
Yeah, I
enjoy
mean,
that.
but that's the thing. It's 8 HBCU games right now, and only one of them's televised on ESPN in
Yeah,
some manner. You know what I mean? Like that's even if you want to put it on the plus, like just at least broadcast it, bro.
completely agree, man. I like I said, I am looking. You have a lot of people who are more interested now in HBCU sports than most times before. It's a resurgence. It's a renaissance. Whatever words you want to throw.
But
Come on, man.
yeah, I mean, it's now the time for these conferences to capitalize on that, though. You know what I mean?
I
And
completely agree.
when you had a demand, that's when you got to use that leverage and get your worth from these networks. You know what I mean? If they're not showing you, if they don't want to show you, okay, then that's even more reason for HBCU lead past HBCU go. You know what I'm saying? Something along them lines. So I don't know, I feel like we gotta as the HBCU community, you know what I mean, we gotta kind of rally out and let our demands be known. If not, they're gonna continue to get away with it.
Completely agree. Speaking of letting your demands be known and things being done, Albany State's athletic director is now out. This comes in wake of the Marcus Stokes offer. Um, as many of you know, we talked about Albany State. I'm sorry, Albany State made an offer to Marcus Stokes, who is a young white quarterback. He was a highly recruited quarterback at the time, who was committed to Florida. Florida dismissed him because he made a video rapping a song and saying the N word.
That video is old. It just has surfaced or resurfaced.
Right. Um, Once that came out, Florida dropped him. Albany State, a um, a HBCU, reached out and gave him an offer to kid. Um, they
They
weren't
weren't
the
the
only
only ones.
one. Yeah, they weren't the only one. Alabama A&M also offered, but Albany State got a lot of backlash for it. It made news. The coach, the new head coach, Coach Quinn Gray, came out with a public apology, and this is the latest in that. I do want to let it be known the AD was also a white man. So
Yeah. I don't like to see anybody lose their job,
right.
but and I don't know if this story or this situation merited anyone losing their job.
Uh-huh.
I will say that there seemed to be a disconnect somewhere.
Mhm.
There seemed to be a lack of awareness, and it seems to be like that was a good time for education. You know what I mean? And a learning experience, not only for the young man who was offered the scholarship, but those who uh, approved or okayed the offer of the scholarship.
Mhm.
Um, I just wish that these negative headlines would stop coming out, and there would kind of be some headlines about all the positive things going on at HBCUs, but it seems like every time we turn around, there's another negative. And what's crazy is it seems like all of the headlines are from stories that are old. They just kind of keep
Bingo,
lingering. They
right?
keep lingering along. So I just kind of hope that this, as unfortunate as it is, I kind of hope this kind of is the nail in the coffin for this story, and that we can kind of move on from this.
Completely agree. Yes, Chuck said their last Albany State's last head coach is white, which is now at Charleston Southern. Correct. I don't think it's I'm trying to think. So when I first saw this, and I was like, it ain't no way that's why they let him go, but they did.
I didn't think neither, but yeah.
And it's in my opinion, it's a bad look on Albany State because it's your scapegoat. I feel like they're scapegoating, trying to not bury the story, but trying to move past the story instead of just saying, hey, we made a mistake, which they already did, and just saying we made a mistake and moving on.
But yeah, I think this kind of rehashes the whole thing though. Like we had moved on from that. You know what I mean? Like it was a story for a time period, but once the kid signed, then he went to Florida Memorial, West Florida. Yeah, I know. Okay, he went to West Florida, and so like once he signed and kind of moved on, it really wasn't a story anymore. And so 2 weeks later, however long it's been for you to do this, it just kind of seems like y'all are restoking the fire, man, when it was kind of dying down. I just don't understand the timing. If you were going to get rid of him, why wait 2 weeks? I just don't understand it. But I just hope that it's kind of brings some resolution to it.
Yeah. I completely agree. Completely agree. It's just like and you talked about when bad news comes up and it's months or weeks later. The Fisk gymnastics story popped up a month later.
Yeah.
And
after
then
some good news was going on.
After some good news is going on, and now you look at it, it's still good things going on. So it's like, come on, let's not, let's move on. Now I'm telling you some bad news that I wish was just stop.
Don't do it.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I'm with you though.
I wish that. I tell you what, it wasn't so safe today, and I pray for everybody on campus in Colorado. I do. I pray for everybody on campus. As things were happening there. But moving on to some more good news, the HBCU Combine / Legacy Bowl in New Orleans has begun, and things got off to a bang.
Things got off to a quick start.
Literally. Very quick start. What's my name? From FAMU?
You talking about Warren? Oh, you talking about from the one from FAMU? Smith. What's his name?
Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
Xavier Smith.
Xavier Smith said he was clock running a 4.36 40.
And then Jackson State, the Warren Nugget, what they call him Nugget. I think he ran like a 4.36, 4.4, something like that. Insane like them boys was moving out there today, man.
There was another D lineman. I think I forget what his, but the one that stood out to me, I forget all his, break down his stats. 4.72 40.
Man, these boys out here moving, man.
I ain't never seen a big boy get on the roof. That dude was going.
Hey, that's Teron Armstead. Teron Armstead ran a 4.76.
That is fast.
It's a refrigerator on wheels, bro.
Bro, that is fast. I do love the fact that the combine's going on. It's in New Orleans, so of course a lot of Saints representatives were there.
Yeah.
But for this to be going on, and as they should be, they need all the help they can get. So, but I was very enthused to see as many teams represented. Yeah. Excuse me.
And they had a segment on SportsCenter a few hours ago about it also. So it's good to see kind of the mainstream media kind of spotlighting it and giving it some recognition and kind of drawing more of the public's eye to it. I know it was on NFL Network for some of the coverage. I got a chance to watch a little bit of it earlier today. So it's just good to see them kind of putting the spotlight on and giving it the. It's sad that we even have to have a separate one, but the fact that they're trying to give it the recognition and some kind of spotlight. I mean, I at least salute them for that. So, and I wish it comes to the point to where this is regularly attended just like the normal combine is, and hearing teams that are there isn't kind of a surprise. It's more of a surprise when teams aren't there. I can't wait till we get to that point.
Right. Completely agree. I'm basketball does it too. I think basketball kind of started this format where they will have a combine and then the all-star game right afterwards. So
yeah,
I do like that. But yeah, in its infancy, man, I'm happy to see the combine not only growing but moving and changing locations to give players more spotlight and stuff. Because if you take it to an NFL facility, there's no more excuses now.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
All right, now it's basketball season. It's winding down, but it's basketball season, and it was some games this week. Ooh, hold on. I clicked on here. Upset alert. You ready for this?
Oh, I see it.
Morgan State 50, Howard 42. It's still 11-32 in the second quarter. But.
Oh, if you're gonna talk about both of them. Talk about Coppin being up on Norfolk State.
Oh, I ain't scrolled down. My eyes ain't looked that low. Listen, Coppin State 49, Norfolk State 43 with 10:22 left in the second half.
And what's Central doing the Eastern Shore right now is illegal in about 18 states.
We were talking just before the show. Norfolk State at one point was up by 14 points. I started getting ready for the show. Turned my head, looked up, and it was a 4-point game.
Yeah. I mean, Howard was up 6.5.
Yeah.
And I mean, Morgan State went on. I mean, they opened up the second half on a 22-8 run. I mean, like they came out the second half a totally different team.
Yeah, and South Carolina State and Delaware State are trying to make listen, a game.
Yeah, that's a good fight down there at the bottom, but they making the battle out of it.
Yeah, it is. Let's go back and look at Saturday though. Howard whooped up on Coppin State 80-70. Man, Coppin State got Sesams. Yeah. That's what somebody was saying. That's the only person y'all got to score. Somebody they were talking about on Twitter.
Yeah. Dude, that was Erica who had
yeah. 37 points, 7 rebounds, 4 steals. Yeah. So speaking of that, Erica had a birthday this past week. Happy birthday, Erica. She was out in the looked like she was in the Hamptons or something. I don't know where she was at, but she was looking real fancy. Like she was,
I mean, she a Howard alum, man.
I tell you what, she was definitely drinking tea with a pink up that day.
all the Howard alums, man. It's like when you graduate, they give you a tea glass that you drink with your pinky up.
Howard gonna be coming out. Them folks be coming out to that. We clipping that. I'm talking about North Carolina Central, Delaware State. It looked like it was a fairly close game, but they ended up winning by 8. North Carolina Central did, and Norfolk State beat down on Morgan State 72-50. Now I'm gonna go to I'm gonna say that game because I know you're excited, but I'm gonna save it to the end. Them Big Bad Braves, where y'all at, Big Bad Brave Nation? Big Bad Braves pulled out, the victory, 15-point victory over Jackson State. Texas Southern, at first, I think when I first saw it, it was a dogfight at first. Texas Southern, Mississippi Valley. I might be thinking about another game, but they ended up winning by 18. It was 80-62. A&M didn't play a lick with Bethune, and they jumped all over them 90-56. Prairie View 82, UAPB 71, and FAMU edged out Alabama State 60-54. So
Now, can we talk about the game of the week?
let's talk about this game. For the world to see.
For the world, Craig.
Southern and Grambling in the HBCU Classic live from the All-Star Salt Lake City at the NBA All-Star.
I tried to told you what was gonna happen.
Yeah, this game was it was pretty
intense. It was
pretty intense.
As it always is, man. It's a rivalry. It ain't just a football game. That's a rivalry. Bro.
Yeah,
like, these two schools don't like each other.
Yeah, Grambling was consistent. They scored 31 points in the first half, 31 points in the second half. I'm not Chuck for to get us jumped on. Chuck say Howard University cheese and crackers and Grey Poupon. I ain't gonna jump on us, but Southern did make a push in the second half to tie the game up, and then they went to overtime.
They had to go to overtime. It was on the right.
Yeah, went to overtime, and Southern forgot to score. They forgot to score points. Grambling ended up scoring 7 in overtime. Grambling scored 2 and ended up winning the game 69-64. So very, very great. It was a great game put on for the nation. Great vibe, great atmosphere. I think one of my favorite parts, though, the pregame.
Oh yeah,
pregame. You had players. Pretty much
all stars. Zion, Kyrie, Donovan Mitchell, a whole bunch of them coming through.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell came through for Grambling and gave him that secret sauce, man. He gave him his G-Man shoes, man.
So yeah, man. Dope. He actually rocked the pet. He actually rocked them too.
Yeah, it was dope in the signature school colorway too. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, they was nice, man. I ain't gonna lie, but man, Graham did what they were supposed to do, man. They defended their home court, even though they had to go way up to Salt Lake to do it. Right. But they got their lick back for early on in conference play, and they stayed right there on Alcorn Hills, in the standings. So if Alcorn happened to slip up, Grambling right there. So I don't know if it's gonna happen, but they did what they had to do to keep themselves in the fight, in the hunt. So
yeah,
salute to the G-Man, man, and my boy Shondarius, man. I know he was leading scorer. He only had 18, but he's starting to get back into his groove. He's starting to look like himself again, man. So Shondarius if he can get back hot at the right time going into the conference tournament, I don't know if anybody want to see the G-Man.
Yeah. Looking at what's remaining on the schedule for Alcorn, they have Prairie View, Texas Southern, Mississippi Valley, and Pine Bluff.
Yeah, and Grambling got FAMU, Bethune, both on the road, and then they got the Alabama schools at home. So they got a couple 4 games out the East. So hopefully they can pull it out. But either way it go, I think down the tournament stretch them G-Men gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah. What's good? I don't know if we say what's good, Josh. And my man, me at Mike popped up, said, "What's up, fellas?" He said he's listening and watching Coppin State trying to pull off this upset against Norfolk. I hope the G-Men win in the SWAC. So
appreciate it. We trying to do, man. They trying to pull it out, man.
Yeah.
Coppin, man, they look like they might.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Any given day. So
yeah. This HBCU basketball has been wild, bro.
Yeah. A&M, I just turned to it and look. A&M just took the lead. They are up 27-24 on FAMU. So his boy from FAMU though, he is snatching everything off the boards, dunking on everybody. So, all right, let me see here. I'm gonna try to check out what's currently going on. There was a delay in the Pine Bluff, Texas Southern game. Though they just kicked off. There's a delay in the Bethune and Alabama State game as well. FAMU, Alabama A&M are tied at 27, and Valley is up 25-19 with 7 minutes 6 seconds left in the first.
Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you this:
What you got?
if we can take any two teams from SWAC and MEAC and pair them up. Matter of fact, let's do this. 3 teams from the SWAC, 3 teams from the MEAC to pair up and play against each other.
Into my basketball tournament?
Basketball.
Put Howard versus Southern. Yeah, Southern defense versus Howard. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Grambling versus. Oh, that's tough. I do Grambling versus Norfolk, and then Alcorn versus Central.
So I'm thinking a little bit different. Give me Alcorn Howard.
Ooh, okay.
Give me
style of play. Okay.
Give me Central Grambling, and give me Norfolk Southern.
Okay. Okay. You went like the contrasting styles a little bit.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I want to see.
Yeah,
I want to see. Yeah,
I see what you did. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so,
I wouldn't be man. They need to do that. They need to do that.
I'm
like
telling you,
open the weekend, and like to do a challenge. Just have everybody match up versus everybody. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think they should do it in you could do it in like, you can either have everybody in one place, or you can. Matter of fact, I got one. I tell you, take them to the Barclay.
Or, that wouldn't be bad.
I'm gonna if you really want to do one, I tell you what you do. Take them out. Take them to Rutgers.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was thinking. If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it at the Rutgers. Yeah,
do it at the Rutgers. Yeah, do it at the Rutgers.
I'm with you. If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it like that. But I mean, that'd be cool. I also, like I've always wanted to see like, and this is kind of totally off the subject, but like, since we're talking like classic type deals, like North Carolina Central versus UNC, and then like A&T and Duke. You know what I mean? Like since they all in North Carolina and they all pretty much on the same road. You know what I mean? Like let them like kind of have like like a Tobacco Road Classic. Or even if you want to do like let A&T and Central be the, you know what I mean, like the undercard for the Duke North Carolina game and have it all like in one, you know what I'm saying? Like something along them kind of lines. That would be so dope to me. But I don't know. I think you got to capitalize on the fact that you got that much basketball tradition, like in that small of an area. You know what I mean? Like,
I completely agree. Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, I would love to see that. Because we talked about it before, that SWAC MEAC basketball. That'd be dope.
And I'd love to do a baseball one. You know what I mean? Like on an old Negro field or something. You know what I mean? Like
old Negro. Yeah. Speaking of that, Birmingham Barons, they're actually still alive and playing. As far as the what's called, they're a minor league team.
They're a
minor league team. So I wouldn't mind. I mean, of course, it's a different field and everything, but I wouldn't mind seeing them, playing like, saying Birmingham or something like that.
I wish the one in Monroe was still up. We used to have a Negro League team, but the field don't exist no more.
No. Gotcha. Let's talk a little racing. NASCAR. NASCAR launches a lab program at Bethune.
I mean, it kind of only makes sense when you look at the proximity of the two. You know what I mean? Like one of your biggest races is blocks away from their university. So I mean, it kind of makes sense that you would start with that school. I mean, I feel like Talladega has to be next.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that has to be obviously the next one in line. You know, when you look at two of their biggest races, you know, right there. So I kind of like the fact that they're embracing it though, bro. You know, they like if you look, it just so happens that this past weekend was the first time that a black owner won the Daytona 500. Brad Doherty, you know, his team won. So I mean, you kind of starting to see more and more barriers being broken in NASCAR. We mentioned the people from Bethune working on the pit crews for this weekend at the Daytona, the various races. So there's there's plenty of crossover there. I'm just glad to see them starting to embrace it, and hopefully we'll start to see more and more of this. You know, some of the Virginia Motor Speedway and some of the schools in Virginia, you know, and all across the South, as they have tracks everywhere. You know what I mean? So hopefully we'll start to see more and more of these type programs.
Yeah. I do think first of all, shout out to the legendary Wendell Scott, first black NASCAR driver. But shout out to Bubba Wallace, who spoke out about having the Confederate flag at these races and stuff. And I know he was met with some backlash because people, you know what I'm saying?
It still is, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Talk about it. But if you've ever, so National Guard, I was in National Guard, and they give tickets and stuff away at times.
So you went to a NASCAR race?
I did not. I wanted to, but I didn't go, man. But when you ride by Talladega on a race day, man, you see all those campers and stuff out there. You see, you know, you hear the crowd, hear the roar of the crowd and stuff, man. It's a beautiful sight. But that was one of the things that one reason I didn't. I was like, man, first of all, you know, so I wouldn't mind going for the atmosphere. I don't care about racing. I wouldn't mind going for the atmosphere. But it was just, it held me back. Plus, it wasn't that much representation. But now you have Bubba Wallace, you've got Breonna Daniels, who we talked about, working pit crew. You're starting to see more and more African Americans pivot. What's our guy? Yes. So we're starting to see these, and bam, me and Mike's Delaware State is right next to Dover's Speedway. I mean, you can almost see the track from the school. So yeah, so
it's a bunch of opportunities there, bro. And like to your point though, Bubba Wallace he's still getting back. Like yesterday, he was leading the race for part of the race, and then he kind of got wrecked, and now was people laughing at the fact that, you know what I mean, like he got wrecked. You know, so it's always gonna be that in NASCAR. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that they're trying to kind of erase some of the stigma and they're, you know, trying to knock some of those walls down. I mean, salute to NASCAR. Me personally, I can only applaud them for what they, you know, their fans are gonna be their fans. You know what I mean? But the organization of NASCAR is trying to do their part. So I can only salute them. I just hope that there isn't some kind of ulterior motive here with Bethune, but you know, I don't think that would be the case.
Yeah. But man, shout out to them for doing good things, man, and doing it. Yeah. Chuck say he's seen Talladega Motor Speedway from the interstate on the way to Atlanta. Yeah. Great place. Man, what else you got, man?
Not much, dog. Ready to watch that Legacy Bowl this weekend, honestly. I wish they would do like the Legacy Bowl, like the Senior Bowl, and like televise some of the practice and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
right. I'm trying to see. Hold on. Oh, there was another one. We talked about. Hold on, I'm finna pull it up. We talked about and we laughed about it. It's two stories that are things we didn't know much about that just popped up again. Ray Fletcher from Bluefield State University. Bluefield State. He signed with the Minden Wolves of the German Professional Football League.
German Football League, yeah.
So that's another HBCU player going to play over in Germany, man. I'm looking forward to seeing when that kick off too, because that's gonna be interesting. But go ahead.
I know we forgot to talk about XFL, man.
XFL, let's get it.
Your boy Dwayne Taylor from Alabama A&M. You know, he first game as the offensive coordinator. If I'm not mistaken, they won.
Hold on, let me see.
I know they chill out, bro. That dude funny. But yeah, it was his first game as offensive coordinator. And there was also, you know, some HBCU players who got the opportunity to play in the games this weekend. So kudos to, you know, some of these other leagues giving all these, you know, other NFL ain't the only place to, you know, where you can go now for opportunity to keep your career going. So kudos to some of these leagues for giving HBCU players a chance.
They lost by 2.
They lost by 2. Okay.
Lost by 2.
I cut the game off, so I didn't know who ended up winning.
Man, but those games were so close, man. It was a lot of teams were like same with the Vipers. They were up 14-3 at half, end up losing 20-22.
When I cut it off, they was up. So I thought they had ended up pulling it out. But I mean, the offense looked good. You know what I mean? From, you know, for what he was in charge of, no, they looked good from what I saw. I just the amount of knowledge he's gonna get, you know what I mean, and what he's able to take back and the opportunities he's gonna have to open the doors for some of his players, and you know,
I was just gonna say the connections he's gonna make,
and the players he plays against also, it's gonna be helpful to all HBCU student athletes. So kudos to him, man. Salute to him for that opportunity he's capitalizing on.
Man, I'm looking forward to, like you said, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people have brought up. It's like, man, what if Akil Glass could get over to the Vipers and play with him?
I've been saying it, bro. I'm waiting on it to happen. Bro. And just think, some of them receivers he had, they about to be graduated. I think you know, your boy transferred out from Alabama A&M.
Yeah, Gary.
Quarles transferred out. So you know, he have one more year.
I want to say he landed at like UNLV or somewhere.
He'll have one more year wherever he lands, and then if he don't get a shot at the NFL, you know, that's somebody else who Dwayne Taylor could pick up. And
speaking of HBCU, because I was looking, because there's a lot of Marquette King is with the Arlington Renegades. Back out there with the flashy punt style. You got Bryant Jones from Mississippi Valley State, defensive lineman. You got Virginia State defensive back Will Adams. You got Hampton wide receiver, former Hampton wide receiver. He's not on the active squad. He's on the reserve squad. But Hampton wide receiver Hezekiah Grimsley. And then you've got South Carolina State Zafar Kelly.
I know that.
And Quinterio Cole.
Yeah, I know South Carolina State had a couple.
Yeah. Well, he started at Alcorn.
Yeah. Me and Mike say I wish the XFL and USFL serve as minor league for the NFL. I also wish that Division II football played in the spring. I enjoy spring. Man, me too, bro. I love spring football, man. Like when the Swag and them did it that one year, man, I loved it. I think in a sense though, the USFL and the XFL are kind of acting as minor leagues in a sense. You know, we've seen some of the quarterbacks and some of the other players get, you know, Cavante Turpin, you know what I mean, get signed from the USFL.
PJ Walker, Tyler Henneke.
Yeah, some of these from these other leagues they get drafted up or signed to the NFL roster after that. But not only just that, like some of the rules, you know, and some of the production and some of these other things the NFL is taking from the XFL and USFL. So
Jermaine Martin from A&T. He's a running back in the XFL too. He had a really good game. And he started off at Florida State, but former Hampton quarterback DeAndre Francois, he's also in there.
Yeah,
so they looking at this. It's a total of 19 HBCU, former HBCU players scattered throughout the 8 teams. Bruh, 19 HBCU players on 8 teams.
That's what I'm saying. It's pretty good representation.
5, well, I think it's like 5 black head coaches in the XFL.
That's a lot of representation. But Coppin stayed up 8 with 2 minutes left to go.
Bro, I'm done.
But Morgan stayed up 9 on Howard with 5 minutes left to go. So
was yeah. So
it's been crazy, man. Hey, in any given day.
Yeah, it is, man.
Any given day.
Golly. And this South Carolina State Delaware State game is knotted. They're
going blow for blow.
So all right. We got anything else, man, before we get up out of here? I know we already asked that, but
no, not that not really, bro.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know, man. We still trying to get y'all this money. Y'all keep acting funny, you know what I'm saying, with your tax money. It's gonna run out. I should say it like that. But nah, man, for real though. We help us hit this 1K, man. We'll, you know what I'm saying, we'll make sure we bless y'all, man. I appreciate it. Continue to bring y'all good content. Also tune in on Thursday. We have a very special guest. I
don't want to miss that one, bro.
Very special guest. New head coach for the Talladega gymnastics team, Coach Asia Sims Fletcher, will be joining us to talk about everything Talladega. Tell us about the program, and everything about her.
Wait for that one,
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it, man. I might flip out. You know that was a good one. Yeah, you know that was good.
Yeah, you didn't stick the landing on that one.
All right. But hey, like we said in the beginning, man, for everybody out there that's celebrating Mardi Gras, man, be safe, enjoy family, you know what I'm saying, be safe. Can't say that enough.
You ain't celebrate President's Day?
Nah, man, my job, bro, you want to hear something funny? You want to hear something funny? So one dudes I work with was like, because my job does floating holidays, and they'll stack some of the holidays to the end for, like, you know what I'm saying, Christmas. So we get Christmas, like a whole week of Christmas off paid.
Yeah.
So dude was like, I was wondering, it's like, you know what I'm saying, we working on President's Day? I said, well, I said, they make us work on all the black holidays. I said, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, you know, Lincoln freed the slaves. Juneteenth will be at work.
No comment, man. I'll be glad. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there.
HR, I'm just playing. All right. Hey, like that, we'll be out. We'll see y'all on Thursday.